They replaced him like he was nothing. No warning, no goodbye, just silence. One day he was everything, and the next, invisible, forgotten. And the most painful part, he didn't even fight back. He didn't scream, he didn't beg. He just watched as they chose someone else. As if all the moments, all the love, all the loyalty meant absolutely nothing, and the world moved on like he never existed. That silence, it cut deeper than words ever could. But something strange happened in that silence. While the world thought he was broken, while they laughed thinking he'd never recover, he was rebuilding. Quietly, fiercely, alone. No one saw the war inside him. No one saw the nights he cried until he couldn't breathe. No one heard the questions he screamed into. The darkness. What was wrong with me? Why wasn't I enough? He asked the mirror again and again. But the mirror stayed silent too. And that silence became his teacher. He realized something most men never do. Being replaced doesn't mean you are worthless. It means you are underestimated. And nothing is more dangerous than a man who's been underestimated. So he stopped chasing answers. He stopped begging for closure. He buried the past without a funeral. He started focusing on the only thing that truly mattered: himself. He woke up earlier, worked harder, cut off distractions, left every place that made him feel small. He didn't post about it. He didn't announce it. He just showed up to his own life like a man who had nothing to lose, because he didn't. And that's the most powerful position to be in, when you're not afraid of losing anyone anymore. Because you've already lost yourself once, and swore never to do it again. The gym became his church. Books became his mentors. Pain became his fuel. He didn't seek revenge, he sought resurrection. Not to prove them wrong, but to prove himself right. Every ignored call, every forgotten memory, every time they replaced him, they added bricks to the empire he was building in silence. And he smiled through the suffering, because he knew he was becoming unrecognizable. He no longer looked for love in others, he built it within. No longer did he need someone to complete him. He became whole. The version of him they replaced. That man died. What stood in his place was someone they wouldn't even dare to approach now. Not because he was arrogant, but because his silence now carried weight. His eyes told a story most couldn't survive. One day, she saw him again. Not in person, just a glimpse on social media. She paused. Her fingers hovered over his profile. He looked different, sharper, confident, alive. Not the man she left behind. Not the man who begged. This man had a different glow, a different energy. She clicked on his story. Watched him speak at an event. Watched him stand tall. Watched him smile, not the broken smile he once had, but the smile of a man who found peace in pain. And for a moment, she missed him, but it was too late. The man she left behind no longer existed, and the man he became, he was no longer reachable. This isn't just about one man's heartbreak. This is about every man who has ever been replaced. Every man who wasn't chosen. Every man who was told through actions or silenced that he wasn't good enough. I want you to understand something very clearly. They didn't replace you because you lacked value. They replaced you because they couldn't see your future. And that's okay. Because it wasn't for them to see. It was for you to build. You don't need closure. You don't need revenge. You don't need their apology. You need discipline. You need pain. You need that hunger in your chest to become something that silence couldn't destroy. You need to stop waiting for someone to come save you. no one's coming. And that's your greatest gift. Become the man who scares his old self, the man who walks into a room and commands respect without saying a word, the man who turns heartbreak into high standards, loneliness into leadership, rejection into rebirth. That's the man they'll regret losing, but it won't matter anymore. Because by then, you'll be long gone. Not physically, emotionally, spiritually. You'll outgrow the version of yourself who needed their approval. And when you do, they can never hurt you again. You see, most people aren't ready for the kind of man that pain creates. Most only know how to handle the man who chases, who pleads, who explains. They aren't built to face the man who retreats, rebuilds, and returns unrecognizable. That man is dangerous. That man is focused. That man is free. It's not about showing them what they lost. It's about finding what you almost lost inside yourself. That fire, that vision, that reason to wake up with intensity. You were never meant to be average. You were never meant to live in the shadow of someone else's validation. You were meant to rise, but only after they bury you, so let them replace you. Let them laugh, let them doubt, let them delete the memories. None of it matters, because while they're busy forgetting you, you're becoming unforgettable. Your comeback isn't about noise, it's about presence. It's about walking in silence with your head high, while the world whispers, "Is that really him?" And yes, it is. But it's not the version they knew. That man is gone, dead, reborn. They will watch you grow from a distance. They will wonder how you did it. They will wonder how the man they thought would break became a storm they couldn't predict. But the truth is, you didn't become a storm. You always were. They just weren't listening. Don't chase the ones who left. Chase the man you promised yourself you'd become. The one who doesn't need to announce his success because it screams in his silence. The one who doesn't look back not out of bitterness, but because the future is finally too bright. Remember, being replaced is not the end. It's the invitation to begin again, without needing anyone's permission. And when you return, when the dust settles, and your silence starts to echo through the places they left you behind, don't say a word. Let your presence speak. Let your growth speak. Let the unrecognizable man you became speak for you, because nothing is louder than the man who was replaced, but chose not to stay broken. He chose to rise. He chose to rebuild. And now they can't even recognize him.